Good morning. It's a beautiful day here at Red Hen Racing, and this is my Rebel 1100. And if you've been around for a minute, you've seen us put a ton of time and effort and a little bit of money into this thing, trying to make it the ultimate daily driver. And it's getting pretty fucking close. But there's still one major flaw that we need to address that should have already been addressed. Look, I thought we had fixed it. But today's the day. End of the day today, it's gonna be fucking mint. Let's see if we can get her done. I'm Gavin, and you're watching Red Hen Racing.
Speed it up, 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 speed it up. Go faster, ayy. Go faster, ayy. Go faster, ayy. Go faster, ayy.
So the bike's already really comfortable. We got a Corbin seat, we've got these extended foot pegs. It creates for a really comfortable riding position, but I still get fatigued after a while. See, we went with this Puig windshield, and it's little. I mean, honestly, it's average, maybe even a little more than average, but it doesn't do anything for wind deflection at highway speeds. So, I mean, it only comes up to here. See, I'm a big person. I've got a pretty broad top half. Broad is the word we're gonna use today.
I'm big bone, but I'm still an athlete.
I'm a broad person. And I've got a lot of surface area up here that's completely exposed to the wind in this normal riding position. So at really high speeds, it's almost as if I'm being pushed away and having to hang on. I mean, that comes off as dramatic, but it really do be like that. When you're built with the aerodynamics of a cinder block wearing a parachute, you get blowed around a little bit. So I start to get fatigued in my wrists and hands and stuff from hanging on. And I know that it's a problem with wind because it doesn't happen running around town, running errands and such. It's only at highway speed. See if we can start getting this thing taken apart. It's only held by this Allen on each side. Yeah, so I mean, it only happens on the highway and after a pretty good while. So I'm thinking getting a little bit more wind off of me will make it a little more comfortable, you know? What size Allen wrench are you? No, way too big. I'm really bad at guessing Allen wrench sizes. I always take the whole fucking bundle with me and still don't get it right. The one I need isn't even in that bundle. What about this one? No, the one I need isn't in this kit either. Let's try one of these T-handle boys. Yeah, so it's super easy to get the old one off. Just popping these two screws. We'll get these off real quick and I'll show you the new setup we're going to. Whoever put this on here is an asshole. All right, got it off of here. I don't know if my little storage pouch needs to come off. This is a baggie by Odensberg that I got off Amazon. And it fits really well behind that Puig windshield. I don't know if it's gonna fit behind the new one. I'm gonna leave it there until it's in the way. Also, I have no plans for this Puig. I mean, it's not like I can return it or something. So if you want it, shoot me a message on Instagram. Let's set something up. I don't know. It's gonna sit on that shelf over there till the end of time. If you want it, hit me up. Let's take a look what's in the box. All right, this kit is from Memphis Shades. This is their Gauntlet headlight fairing. This comes with a headlight extension kit to make it match up to the new headlight hole being a little further out. This also has their quick lock mounting kit, so we'll show you what that does when we get there. Should be a pretty straightforward install, actually. So let's just send it and see what happens. I gotta say, I was always skeptical about the appearance of these. Plenty of other people have already shown what this looks like installed, but it's grown on me, and this was actually sent to us by a subscriber. I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna do you like that, Roby. My buddy Roby bought 2 windshield fairing deals to try out and decide which one he liked better, and he liked the first one so much that he just stuck with it. So we inherited this one for Christmas. This was my Christmas present. Fucking $400 windshield setup. Neat. Thanks, Roby. Yeah, let's go ahead and see how easy it mounts up. I'm gonna start with the headlight extension kit. Let's see what that entails. Yeah, there's small parts in there. We've got some hardwares and a bracket. It's got pretty good directions on how to mount up this bracket and shows which hole to use for the Gauntlet fairing, so that's what we're gonna be doing. You gotta forgive how dirty the bike is too, because daily driver, I got some pretty big commutes down some dusty back roads. If you think this is bad, you should see my car right now. Got both of these bolts out, so the headlight's free to move now. Neat. I gotta get down here for you. I'm stupid at camera angles. That's free, so now we just gotta rig up the new bracket. Yep, that goes there easy enough. And that's it for that portion. Our headlight has been extended. So with that done, I guess we move on to the actual windshield hardware. And there's kind of a lot of it. Let's see what we got here. Trigger lock. My bad. I think I said quick lock earlier. Trigger lock is the name of that system. There's the part number for the kit that we have. Let's see how all this shit goes together. Oh, that's neat. Looking at the directions, it looks like we actually have to relocate the turn signals. They're going to slide down from up here to like down here. They provided new hardware to be able to move it, and it sits down on top of this guy right here. So that's what we start with. Now we've got some provided hardware to reattach the turn signal down here. I would not have thought that this was made of rubber. This whole turn signal assembly, all of these are, this is all rubber. Weird. There we go. Try to hold the backside with a wrench, but it's kind of tight working in here. Yeah, I suppose that's solid. There's something the kit doesn't mention, and I did it on that side as well, thinking it was a fluke, and I'm having to do it on this side too. It says using the supplied nut and washer, but the bolt is shaped like this. The nut can only tighten up so much. And this is made of a floppy rubber that's very squishable. With this nut that's supplied tightened all the way up onto the original bolt, it's not tight enough because the rubber is squishable. So on the other side, I used a really thick washer to take up some space. And I'm doing that on this side too. And I feel like that's worth mentioning. You might need to do a little bit of washer shenanigans. So now that the turn signals are relocated, it's time to get the brackets rigged up onto the fairing itself. Directions are super straightforward. And it's got lots of good pictures. I'm a big pictures guy, and they got some good pictures. This is really easy to follow. I'm gonna knock it out real quick. I like the way these trigger lock brackets mount up. They still leave a lot of room for adjustment. Like, it's very slidable and adjustable to get it positioned right, I assume, once it's on the bike, so that's neat. Now we just gotta rig up the clamps on the forks, and I'm obviously not gonna tighten these up very much because I have no idea if they're in the right place. It just says to have them 2 inches apart, and this one all the way up, so kinda eyeballing it, winging it, and we'll be able to make adjustments later. All right, those are in place. Next up, adjust the height, angle, and alignment of the fairing and tighten all bolts. Yeah, so now we're at the test fit and start adjusting stage. Gonna test fit and start making a bunch of teeny tiny adjustments, I imagine. Because what are the odds we got it right the first time, right? Yeah, we've got some adjustments to make. Not even fucking close.
Eventually.
I think that's it. There we go, it's locked. Our trigger lock mechanism's here. That's what allows this to be removable, which it's kind of a pain to line up, and I would have to really want to run a different windshield that day to go through the trouble, but it is theoretically removable. Get it unlocked and then boom, and that is on there. Since we know that's where it lives and it looks good, it all aligns properly, we can go for a test drive. See if it makes a difference. Psych! We're not going for no fucking test ride because it is 4 degrees and the roads are solid ice. So instead, let me show you what we're gonna do. This is what I've come up with. We've got a high volume air mover. We've got some dingle dangles. It's not often that we do a science around here, but this is science.
You're goddamn right.
Also, you're lucky enough that I had the foresight to think ahead to do this before I started taking shit apart. So let's get this going and see what we can see. Hopefully it gives the visual representation that I think it will. Yeah, I feel like this kind of works. I feel like this is actually pretty accurate. Here where we've got a lot of tassel movement is where I feel the most air. So the bottom edge of where we have a lot of tassel related activity is pretty dead even with the top of that windshield. And this is where we're landing, which is just barely above the windshield. It's only deflecting it up a little bit and then it's straight back. As big as I am, this windshield is only blocking from like the bottom of my rib cage. Let's flip over to the new one and see what it looks like. And hopefully I remember to set all of this up exactly the same like 3 hours from now when this actually jump cuts over. I'll try to make it a really clean jump cut too. Like sometimes I cut myself off in the middle of a... Install's all done now. We've got our unicorn... I guess you weren't here for that. I started calling it the unicorn a little while ago. We've got it rigged up in the same place as last time, I think. But let's see what it do. Just love the wind in my face. The wind and a unicorn. So first impressions, airflow is a lot higher. It's been a couple hours since we did our baseline, but I feel like I remember saying that wind was cutting in right at the bottom of my rib cage, and it is up here. This right here is where I start to feel air. Yeah, a huge difference. This one has a curvature that actually creates an airflow that goes up higher above itself. I just feel like this is top quality content. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this was sciencey enough for you. It's not fucking Project Farm, but you know, I do what I can. I've never really been stoked about how these things look, but seeing it in person, I'm pretty happy with it. See what Sky thinks. Come look.
But you know, it's not necessarily my style.
I'm very aware.
Oh, I actually like it. I like it a lot, actually. This is actually still very sleek. Like, literally the only complaint would be that it's not color matched.
Are you comfy and cozy?
Yeah, it's like 0 degrees outside.
Huh, general consensus. She said the same thing I did, was that it looks better than I thought it did, and it would look even better paint match. So that's what we're gonna be doing next time. And if you wanna make sure that you catch that when it happens, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
We out here doing hella gang shit.